I'm so far off the path charted on my whiteboard that I don't think we should even look at it. Recap of where we left off. My last vlog, I was finishing chapter 16 on Monday the 19th, I think, when I should have been finishing, I think, chapter like 19, but you know, it's fine. Had planned to catch up and get 17, 18, 19 done during the week. It is now Saturday the 24th. I did not do any of that. I did try to do it last night, at least. I tried to get 17 and 18 done last night. I had plans, I had read through the chapters, I had notes, I had good ideas. Went to a coffee shop that was only going to be open for 2 more hours, and I went there, got an iced coffee. Luckily, he gave it to me to go. I think he knew that I was going to turn around and there weren't going to be any more seats left. It's a smaller coffee shop, and usually I'll go ahead and set my stuff down when I go in, but I don't know, I think I just thought there was more seats this time than usual, and so I didn't worry about it. By the time I got my order in, I was like, oh crap. But I got the coffee to go, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll go somewhere else. And there's this place where I was like, I'm pretty sure I can have outside food and drink at this like outdoor area of another place, as long as I like also order from there in that same plaza. And so I ordered from a place in that plaza, but then I realized that the outside area was only for one specific place that I can't get anything from, because I already had the iced coffee, so I couldn't get another one, and I can't eat any of their food. So I just got an extra order from the place that I did order at for my husband, and I took it all home so my husband and I could just have dinner. And I was gonna try and work from my office in here, but I could not do it. And then I took a nap because I was, you know, a lot of energy was expended in driving around in rush hour traffic trying to figure out where I was gonna go to write. I should have just stayed home, but I like my Friday night routines where I go to that coffee shop for 2 hours after work before it closes and, you know, get stuff done, but that didn't happen. And so the plan was to wake up early-ish today. Despite going to bed at a good time, that did not happen. But as soon as I told my husband that I was going to go to a coffee shop, he was like, oh no, I was gonna take the car to Home Depot. And so then I just was like, fine, all right, go to Home Depot right now, is what I told him. And that was like 30 minutes ago. He is not back. Here's the thing, what should I do? I should just write here instead. But you have to understand that I work from home in this very office, or on my couch, or at my kitchen table when I'm getting like tired of working from here. And sometimes I just don't want to be out of work hours or on the weekend cosplaying as if I'm working again while writing. I'd like to be somewhere and in a state to where I can completely forget about the job that I actually have, but not for much longer, because it is going to be my last week this coming week, so I'm excited about that. I want to get 17 and 18 done today. I should be able to. I feel so delusional saying this, but I also want to try my hand at 19. I don't know. We'll see. 17 and 18 are similar. 17 is happening with one person in her setting, her world. And then the next chapter is kind of a follow-up of that, with her and one of the other main characters discussing and reacting to what happens in 17. Because of that, they're very natural to work on together, and there's not big structural changes. It's mostly they just need to be leveled up. And also, they need to match the changes that I've been making throughout all the other chapters. But structurally, they're pretty similar. And I don't know if it'll be harder or easier to work on it. I thought for a while that it might be easier than the other ones that I've worked on so far, but I'm not sure anymore. So I want to work on that. 19 is another one of those combine a bunch of scenes from multiple chapters into one chapter and less scenes. Let's manifest 17, 18, maybe 19, and 20, if I get to that, is a new chapter I get to write from scratch, and that's always fun. So, all right, wish me luck. It is Wednesday. I'm feeling and looking pretty haggard. I've had like 2 migraine days in a row. Not that that has been what has kept me from writing, because my evenings have been a lot better migraine wise. It's just been a busy week. I've had a lot of TA stuff, family stuff going on. And so yeah, and I let myself yesterday, did I say it was Wednesday or Thursday? It's Wednesday. Yesterday, Tuesday, I let myself just focus on getting a vlog out there. My last vlog, edited that and posted it and called it. Today I was working again on chapter 19. Yeah, chapter 19. I finally got at least one scene done. I'm halfway through the second scene there, and then perhaps more than halfway. And then I have like one more scene, or it might be a scene that's wrapped up into that scene. We'll see. I'm not quite sure how it'll work. I think this might still be pretty long, so I might have to brainstorm some ways to cut it down and still get all those elements that I need. I'm worried that it's going to be long and I'm still missing some of these key elements, which is fine. They just need to go somewhere else then, okay? We'll see how much of that will be things that can go elsewhere, how much can just be cut. 6 p.m. I kind of was feeling pretty good about what I was doing, but the coffee shop was closing, so I kind of want to go home and get more done. Just my home's a mess, and I don't do work very well at my house if it's messy, especially if it's evening time. It's also extremely cold here in Tampa. Again, for Tampa, okay? For Tampa, it's cold. I'm really feeling so much energy in my head, my body, related to like wanting to power through and finish this Act 2A, especially by February, which February 1st is Sunday. The reality of what I'm able to do is different. These again are things that, like, if I had like another whole day and no physical ailments, no family stuff coming up, no TA obligations, I think I could get a lot done. But I'm also being burnt out by my last week of work. And then I've got everything. Anyway, it's a whole thing. Again, I've got 19, which I think is almost done. I can finish it tonight for sure. Would be nice if I could work on 20, because again, 20 is a new chapter, even if I'm just like blocking it out dialogue wise. 21, which would be such a quick chapter to just edit. And then 22, which again would be a quick chapter to edit. Barely any changes besides like some polishing, which I have to repolish anyways this whole first half once I'm done. Every single day, or night, if it's a work day, I think to myself, I could finish all 4 of these chapters now and be done. Which is not true, but it feels true, if that makes sense. I don't know. We're gonna get there, guys. We are gonna finish this book. But first, we have to finish the first half. Yesterday was Thursday. Today's Friday. I did write yesterday. I worked on chapter 20. Wait, to go back, I did, the day that I worked on chapter 19 at the coffee shop, and I didn't really finish all of it, I did come home and block the rest out, and I kind of like very choppily finish it. Very choppily, but like everything's in the right parts. Some words need to be fixed. It needs to be cut down. It's like at just over 4,000 words. It needs to be more like 3,500, and that's extremely possible. It just needs a little bit more work on that. And then yesterday, which was Thursday, I worked at home on chapter 20. I got a whole scene for that done, but I need to do more of it. This is the one that's like a brand new chapter, and there's like 2 scenes in it. Well, maybe 3 scenes. I am struggling with this one just because it is brand new, and so I don't know exactly what I want it to look like, but I know what it needs to accomplish character arc wise, and I have some idea for how to do that. But it might be that my ideas that I've had up to this point for how to accomplish this, it's possible that it doesn't achieve it as well as I had hoped, which means I might have to come up with something else on the fly when I revisit it. I wanted to do that today, Friday. It's like 8 p.m. now. I wanted to do it after work, but as I've mentioned, I'm leaving my job. My last day's Monday, which means today I was just getting so much work done to like wrap things up, and that I just felt like so screened out afterwards. And also I was getting kind of a migraine again. Also, I am in Tampa, and tomorrow is Gasparilla, which is our version of Mardi Gras, some people might say. Basically, back in the day, the guy that kind of founded Tampa, sort of, he made up a bunch of like marketing stories related to pirates in the Tampa Bay area, and that's kind of why I think that's where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers name comes from. But he also made up stories specifically about Jose Gaspar, I think, being like a famous pirate. Anyways, since like the 1920s, they've had this huge festival to celebrate like that pirate history or legend or whatever. And fake pirates come to City Hall during the week. They demand the key to the city from the mayor. The mayor says, no, we will never surrender. And then they storm out. And then on Saturday, they have the pirate invasion, and a bunch of boats, including this big pirate boat, come into the harbor and kidnap our mayor, who goes like kind of willingly, you know, she loves to do it. And then there's like a parade, and then just like a bunch of people hanging out downtown, along the bay, along the river walk, and just getting extremely drunk. The wet area is like very expansive. There's a lot of areas to partake in that, you know. We've never been in our like 4 years that we've been here. We've always had something else to do that day. It starts pretty early, and the parking situation's a nightmare, so not sure how I'm gonna figure that out. But we want to go. It might be the last time that we're in Tampa for it, so we want to go see it tomorrow. We're not gonna like go crazy. We're, you know, too old for that. Everyone also gets really into dressing like pirates every year. Usually with warmer weather in mind. It's supposed to be really cold tomorrow. The wind chill is supposed to be insane. Honestly, I don't even know if it's gonna be safe for the boats. There may even be snow flurries at night, which is wild. No one that I know here remembers any time since like the 70s where that happened. We went to the thrift store today after work to find some options for our pirate costumes. That's what I did instead of writing today. I am hoping that I get writing done tomorrow because it's January 31st and I would like to finish the first half of my book, which means getting through chapter 22. Again, 21 and 22 are gonna be so easy. I'm just having to like kind of edit it and change things here and there. It's not a huge rewrite. I need to do it. I want to do it tonight. I don't feel well and it was just such a long day. So we ordered food. My husband his 3D printing stuff for his costume. He's gonna go as the Dread Pirate Robert, Princess Bride, so his is gonna be all black with a mask and stuff. Maybe we'll watch some Bridgerton tonight. I would love to. The new season, not rewatching anymore. I just don't think I can write tonight, but tomorrow, my last day in February, it'll be my last day in January to get this, to finish this goal, and I think I can do it. Fingers crossed. I am pushing it though. I'm really pushing it. Okay guys, someone might have guessed it ahead of time, but I did not write last night after Gasparilla. There's a lot that could be said for Gasparilla and what happened during it. I would say that the invasion portion, the morning portion, was the best part, and we should have stopped there. Anyways, we got home around, so after like, leaving, I got up at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. We got there around 10:30 maybe. The invasion started at 11:30, lasted till about 1:30, and then that's I think around 2 is when we decided to walk to like the other side of where everything was happening, the parade, to Bayshore. And that's where I was like, ooh, 45-minute walk. And maybe I chose the wrong shoes. We went to a restaurant in Hyde Park in South Tampa, if you're familiar, and then thought it was possible to get an Uber or a Lyft back to our car. The prices weren't even that bad. That's because they weren't real. Those Ubers and Lyfts did not exist. So we were not able to get picked up, and we did have to do the 45-minute walk back in the freezing rain. And there was like a near human crush situation with the crowd that like freaked me out. So you know what? And we had to walk like 2 miles out of our way to get back because of the way things were set up. So yeah, that was horrible. Never again. Had fun in the beginning though. My feet are sore. I did not write at home. I just collapsed when we were home around 6 p.m. Well, not even. I think we got home around 7 p.m. and I collapsed. But we did finish Bridgerton season 4 part 1. And so that was nice. Season 4 part 1. It is Sunday, February 1st, halfway there to the spring equinox. Anyways, I really need to write and get this first half of the book done because look, maybe I didn't finish it in January, but I am finishing it February 1st. All right, that was like my like fail safe. It's a Sunday, so it still counts. That's how it works for me. If it's a weekend, it still counts as part of the previous month. I'm at a coffee shop. It's freezing in Tampa, but we are going to get this book written. We're gonna get draft 3 halfway done structurally. I still have to go through and polish everything a lot. And then I have to go through and extra polish the chapters that I want to send to my critique partners. Okay guys, and I have to do TA stuff when I get home and clean the house. We are going to update quickly while my husband is still feeding his fish. And my cat's going to cry in the background because it is her dinner time. So I spent an entire time at the coffee shop, got like no footage, I think. And it was like at least 2.5 hours working on that last half of chapter 19 or chapter 20, sorry, and not at all getting to the chapters that I needed to start and finish, 21 and 22. She's scratching her tree. That's what that sound is. But It's okay because I ended up really liking the second half of that chapter that I was working on. Though I realized as I was driving back, the last scene is in the wrong POV. My cat is rubbing her face against my camera. So anyways, but it needs to be in the other person's POV. So I will come back to that when I'm doing my second pass through of this draft. But then I came home, I did some cleaning. I really needed to do dishes, and I did that. Very proud. I have not done any TA work because instead I've been working on chapter 21. I did get through editing it. It's good enough for now. It does need another pass through. But now I'm going to push through and I'm going to do 22. And I'm going to call it. I'm going to call the first half of my book finished for draft 3. And by that I mean structural changes finished. And then I'll go through and do the second pass and polish things and clean it up and get it ready for critique partners, or at least portions of it. So close, guys. Almost there. Hello, it is Monday. I kept telling myself that I just needed to wait to give an update on the fact that I did meet my goal last night and finish the first half of my book, sort of, for draft 3. I was like, I'll do an update once I finish work because this is my last day of work and I needed to do a lot to feel ready to sign off. But now here I am signing off like a good hour later than I should have, just feeling completely super sad and bittersweet about all of it. So that's my silly little update here. Bit of an emotional day. So happy to be making progress on this book. I did it I finished those 2 chapters up late last night, and I'm ready to go back in and polish that whole section and really lock some of these chapters down. And I'm ready to move on from this job and on to the next things, to focus my PhD, to focus on getting these books written, and to focus on my upcoming move this year. So sad stuff. I think that's going to be the end of this video because now I want to focus on all the polishing I'm going to do for this half of draft 3 before moving on to the next half, which I will probably do multiple pretending to be like full-time author vlogs with all this newfound time that I shouldn't have if I'm technically supposed to be focused on the PhD stuff. So we will see. Stay tuned. There is lots to come in terms of vlogs and writing updates, I think. Thanks for hanging out with me and sticking with me this far. If you're interested in following along with the rest of this project and my other projects, please like and subscribe. Comment below your favorite unemployed activities.